Welcome Shivam, welcome to next episode of another Homosapiens. It's about how everyone has a story and whatever we can learn from each other. So as you are a community builder, so what can you say about your journey that you started from your family business, then going to a job and then getting back to the entrepreneurship thing?
Thank you so much for having in this show, and I'd love to share the journey so far. But just before I tell anything about anything happened in my life I really want to tell you it's actually amazing, fascinating while you are in a journey of entrepreneurship. Because when I look back around 10 years in my career, I was so confused. I was so confused whether should I go to MBA, BTech, BBA, BCA. That's the typical stuff any college goer actually can think of it. But the thing happened when I went to a college, I got to know this is not my cup of tea. Right. Then I got, become self-realized about my kind of career, my decisions. I got to chance to meet with several change makers, thought leaders. I got to meet so many network marketers. Wow. And that's the kind of, observation I got from the society. Then I realized I'll be not the right fit for an engineer. That's why started doing different things. I started my first venture in my college days itself. We have a kind of business family. We have a Arches gift gallery as a traditional family business. Wow. And our family is running from the last 15 years, and we were happy with that. Also we have some kind of traditional camera photo goods business in Chandni Chowk. It's typical traditional business out there. So I was supposed to join that family legacy and supposed to actually run that and take it to a next level. But since after getting into engineering college, getting into a different society, different mindset, I got to know there can be a huge which I can achieve in my life, and I got to know my interest. I explored so many things. I explored public speaking, I explored network marketing, I explored digital marketing. I explored so many things while I was studying in college, all in second year. Imagine a 20 years or 21 years old guy exploring all the things in the college, whatever he can. The best thing happened to me. That's how the kind of sapling of my entrepreneurial journey, and that make me realize it's good to take risks. Because I still remember in third year of my college, I was selling teddy bears, soft toys, chocolates, hearts, and so many things in Valentine's week. I had revenue of 2,36,000 rupees in that week.
Wow.
That gave me a boost. I already almost made 50% of the margins, almost 1 lakh rupees profits while studying in college. That too from a week venture.
Amazing.
So that made me realize in the most journey of my life, I'll be doing some business, not a job which is not inspiring me from enough to work for that. So that's the very basics of my entrepreneurial journey. And if I compare today, I'm the founder of Circle Group. We have different brands under that. There is a brand called Skill Circle. It's a training school out there. We have Daily Angels, is one of the angel network out there. Then we have Daily Starters, the startup networking community out there. And if you together collaborate all brands, we are sit on a decent revenues out there. So as an entrepreneur, it's given me goosebumps where I was and where I'm doing today. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm getting from your journey is you were every point of your life you were conscious enough to know that what you like, what you not like, and you need to do different stuff to figure out what you actually want to do later in people, do you have any practical practices that you perform daily just to be conscious so that people can know themselves better? Or is it because most of the people that I know that were in my class or maybe another people that actually I know from the BTech background, they were just there to just pass the time. Do you have any practical?
That's actually a good question, because whenever I just meet these college kids, I got to know why they are spending their time in college.
Yeah, definitely.
Lot of kids, I just give you an example. There is a kid I met. He was studying in third year, computer science grad, and he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. But when he asked, what do you want to do in your career, or maybe what will you be doing next year? He was saying, I don't know, I'll try to get a job in my engineering. Then I asked him, what inspires you to be an engineer? He said, nothing, I just want a job. I'm a computer science guy, I'm just doing for the sake of it to get a job. He's not 100% convicted to his career. That is a problem. Yeah. It's not just one case story. If you meet not just engineers, if a BCom, BA, any college kid out there, just ask what they want to. The problem is a lot of people are confused, but as always Gary says, they're not just confused, they're inexperienced.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are not able to leverage their 100% potential because they have not explored in things out there.
Yeah.
If I just compare my story, I was able to find my gig just because I explored 5 things.
Okay.
So if I could have not find those 5 things which is working for me, so I might be not doing what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reason I always want to tell students, help self-awareness, how to develop it, meet the right kind of people.
Meet more people.
Meet more people,
Yeah.
right? Only meeting after more people, you can say that this is good, this is bad,
Yeah.
which is for you,
Totally.
which is for you. A lot of people actually, figuring out the best in the world.
Yeah.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
Like
There's no best, right?
Like there is a lot of people, searching for, the best job in the world. That's why they become the computer science engineers.
Yeah.
There is a problem.
Yeah.
There is a problem. A lot of people are actually, confused between the best and what is best for them.
Exactly.
I always tell what you should look out for. Best is for you. Like one of the graphic designer we have is Hadid. He is enjoying what he's doing. He don't give a shit what people are doing in their life, but he's so obsessed with his designing things and is the best designer in the world for me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's doing because it's best for him. Yeah. Similarly, like we have Manoj. He's the best video guy, and he quit his job from some decent bank out there as a manager or senior manager just after his MBA. But he's working with us because he knows this is best for him for his career.
Wow.
So a lot of good debate is between job and a career. I always said look out for a career, not just a job.
Exactly.
Because job can give you 9 to 5 money, but career is something it's going to be a long time phase in your life.
Definitely.
So choose careers over your
As
job.
you mentioned, Gary, like it's more about the happiness that you get out of it, not just like what you do for money. Like you know what so it's more about the happiness that you can get out of daily job. It doesn't feel like a job.
For sure, because मुझे ऐसा लगता है if you have a growing mindset, if you have growth mindset, money making is not very tough. It's not very tough. Provided you have some skills, you can make money. Right? It's a transactional thing.
That's very ironical to the statements that I have heard with the people. Like when I talk to the normal kids, school going, like they seem like, okay, I'll get a job because it's not easier it's easier for me to get money through that. It's very ironical that you're saying that.
So I always say that money making is not tough unless you have explored the ways to make money. Right? Take an example. I do flipping domains. I do flip domains.
Yeah.
Right? And it took me 4 years to flip my almost first domain, right? But once I got to know this is how you make money from internet by just flipping the domain name, I'm doing every day, more, late night 9 to say for 12 or maybe 1 a.m. in the night, I flip domain names. I make money out of it.
Wow.
So that's the kind of, it's more of a mindset. Once you're able to do that, once you're able to make that, you got confidence, you make everyday money. So that's how it works.
And you said you're from a family, like you have a family which is from the business background,
right?
And as a someone coming from a middle class family, I just always wonder, like, do you need money to start making money in the business, or like, that's a question that everybody has in mind when they are starting out.
So that's a very question comes to me. A lot of people ask me similar question like, Shim, how much money you invested in before you starting your own business? I go back 2014 when I just left my job, and one of my good friend Ravi Chopra, he approached me to co-founded a company together, and we together formed a company called Expert Vidya in 2014.
Okay.
It's more of India early training company. We were kind of developing online trainings out there at that time in 2014. And surprisingly, I just invested 1 lakh rupees in that business. That too from my personal savings from my job, right? So I invested that money. Sadly, that company didn't work out. We shut down the company in next 6 months, and I was literally bankrupt that time. And I started scratch, leveraging Facebook groups, build a Facebook community, 25,000 members. I somehow, nurture them, do some events, raise sponsorships, make some money. I invested that money, build a new company, Delhi Angels, somehow, build an angel network out of it, make some money, reinvested, build Skill Circle, almost invested just 3 to 5 lakh rupees my own money from, kind of savings I had. Technically, I invested just 1 lakh rupees, that too from my own money. So I have not raised any single investor money till date, no loan, no family money, nothing. So if someone asks how much money do you need to start a business, very little. Totally depending on what you're doing.
Yeah,
so I always prefer go for a prototype version, because these days so many business models are there for which you don't require a lot of money unless you are having a heavy asset or expensive business model out there. For example, you're opening a restaurant. It needs $100,000 or $150,000 investment upfront.
Yeah,
minimum.
Minimum.
That's
so
minimum.
do it later. Like if you are really a businessman, then do a different business, right? If you really want it bad enough, do the morning jobs. And
in 2019, the light asset models or the business models are typically changing. If you're a service industry, give service, make some money.
Yeah, I was doing that. Like, I started a digital agency like back in 2018, and it was like I was doing, you don't have money, you're not making money because you want to get the first clients and everything. So I was doing a side job, like part-time job, just for myself, just to feed myself, and like in Monday to Friday I was doing that thing. So it took me some time to get to the break-even part, but that's the thing, how bad you want it.
So a lot of people come to me again, hey Shivam, I don't want to become a traditional business, I want to start a product company, I want to make money, I want to make $10 million out of it. This consulting company can't make a $10 million revenue, right? I'm sorry, the problem is you are figuring out the business model. The time you're wasting on dwelling and confusing, you could have start something, right?
Yeah.
It's always good to start with something. Even you're just consulting, I have deep respect for you because you have started something.
Yeah.
Once you have some cash flow, once you have some revenue, you have some team, you have understanding of how to run a company,
then you can open a restaurant.
You can run any company out there.
Totally makes sense. So coming back to like the local market, how do you think the entrepreneurship in India is gonna, like, how is it till now? Because you've been a part of it for like 10 years, you said, and now how is it gonna be, and like what are your thoughts about the local Indian market?
So I could see, there is a huge, immense potential in the, economy of India, especially the local markets, because the startup we see in the market is just 2% of the India. We call it Bharat, right? It's just 2% of the Bharat. The real money actually in the grounds of India. And the startups who are smart enough to go into the grounds and able to leverage that India, which is untapped right now. Because as per the stats, only 30% or 40% of the internet is actually, Indians are online. But the next, around 100 crores people who are going to join internet, the potential is there. So I've seen a huge potential in internet in India, and the future belongs to vernacular languages. If you're doing English content, I have respect for you, but the real India lives in Punjabi, Telugu, Malayalam, and a lot of regional languages.
That's why I chose, like, just to be saying for this content seeking, like I chose English because it's just the North Indian that speaks like Hindi, and I want to make it like something international so that NRIs can even see it, can relate to it more.
You can consider that, but I believe the future of Bharat belongs to vernacular languages. In fact, I was yesterday with Vivek Bindra, right? He owns like 92 million subscribers, 9.2 million subscribers, almost a crore. A crore subscribers, which is 10 times than the New York Times or any damn Al Jazeera of the world. And the kind of insights he shared is the vernacular languages. The real India lives in the villages, in the tier 2 cities or the tier 3 cities. Even if you focus about just just Hindi or other regional content, there's a huge audience which can be pulled on these content creators. So I believe the kind of influencers coming from these backgrounds going to be huge in next coming 5 years.
Right. Nice thought. And coming to the skill circle part, why did you choose education sector?
I'm a big believer of education because मुझे लगता है education change the world. It can change the world for sure. And if you think and if you see India carefully, a lot of people are unemployed. And not just unemployed, a lot of people are doing the jobs which are not the right fit for them. Every year, lakhs of people sit for a peon interview. The PhD people, right? If you talk about PhD people in India, they sit for a peon interview. Why? Because there's a mismatch of education. Like a lot of people are confused between being educated and being knowledgeable. A lot of people are chasing degrees, but they're not chasing the knowledge, the wisdom. There is a problem gap, and I see huge potential. As an entrepreneur, this excites me, and also it's a give back to the society because education is always a business to give back to the society. So I prefer to be in the same, and since I'm a community guy, I always love to stay in the community and give back to the society.
Loved it. So do you have any tips, any suggestions for someone who is starting out in the entrepreneurial journey?
The problem is a lot of people are wasting time in just getting the tips. Yesterday only I was in the Indian Restaurant Congress headed by Silicon India magazine and other Franchise India magazine. So just after the conference, I got to meet like 20 to 25 entrepreneurs, the wannabe peoples. They really want to start, but they want tips.
Entrepreneurs.
They just want tips. Hey Shivam, I want a tip how to get started. Hey Shivam, I want a tip how to start a food trekking business. Will it work or not? Hey Shivam, just give me a tip, how to start an agency.
Yeah.
Dude, if you are planning something, go build something. Get early customers via Facebook group or maybe some organic channels and make money out of it.
Yeah.
You need not to pay thousands of dollars upfront to make money.
True.
It's just like it's your kind of knowledge, limited knowledge is stopping you.
Yeah.
So if some wannabe is there and they want a tip, stop taking tips. Go to Google, research something, make something, build something, sell to someone. As simple as that.
Do it.
Yeah, do it, just do it.
Yeah. And some mistakes from your journey, if like some mistake that you could have avoided, that you have regrets about
Hundreds
it?
of them.
Yeah.
But I have zero regret about that. Regret is poison.
It
like
is.
if I do it, I'll be dwelling. Again, I'll be in a dwelling phase. I don't want to go that. But I'm so thankful to my mistakes so that I did them. I did them, that's why I'm here. Because I could have not did them, somehow I always think this should be the perfect, this should be the perfect. So that'll be a very bad shape, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of my mistake, what I have done in my life.
Do you think you are saying it just because you have done thousands of mistakes? Because the first or the second or even the 10th mistake?
No, take an example of starting my first venture. When I started my first venture and venture shut down in just next 6 months. I was almost bankrupt. I was just like 14 rupees in bank account. I still remember Axis account, yep. But the problem is, I'm so glad it happened because it made me realize like how to open up my next company.
Are you saying it now or like at that moment? Because I've seen when you get a hit on your face, you are just like okay, oh shit.
Whenever you look back, you connect the dots. Because this happened again, right? Because if this happened, this good thing happened.
What I want to know, like, what was your mindset at that point of moment? Like when you see your like bank balance like 14 rupees. Yeah.
So I always see like this.
What gets you motivated?
It motivates me sometimes because whenever whenever we hit hard on the low and we got to know how to get out of it. So I give some time to me. I take a break that time. Okay. I was on a break of around 30 days. Okay. I just figuring what to do next and then I just come back again. So whenever I just go down, it's always good opportunity to come back for sure. Right.
I loved it. Like, do you have this mindset like naturally or because I mean
that's not naturally actually.
Did you practice
a lot of people think entrepreneurship is in DNA. A lot of people say that like it's the DNA, it's in the DNA. I'm sorry, like I'm not convinced of that. Like I have groomed myself. I never see me as a business person, never. But the moment I network with people, I see people how they're doing it. It's just a learning curve. For example, if I just recommended this book to you, you start reading it, but you're not taking actions. That's your problem.
Yeah.
But reading a book, taking action actually works. Meeting new people and taking actions actually works.
It does.
So if I'm just meeting a great finance guy from some good company out there, I'm going to learn how he maintain his balance sheets. Then it helped me just paying everything in my company expenses out there. So meeting new people and taking action, it actually helps for sure.
It does. Definitely can agree. Any tips or again like it's a very not relevant question, but any tips for someone who is struggling in financial terms because it's a very crucial part in when you want to make money and you don't have there's so much pressure from society or maybe even your parents
it's how self-awareness. Like a lot of people like I just met a guy Ayush, he's just 17 years old and he just want to start something because everyone is starting a venture, right?
It's cool.
Yeah. It's not cool. Actually, he's a fool because he is in crisis right now. Okay. He's putting so much pressure in him and he's actually so absurd, so kind of mad about running a company. Which is good, but most of the time it's very bad, especially for your family, because his family needs his money.
Yeah,
they're actually in trouble right now. They're in financial crisis.
It's not practical.
He should do some job or maybe making some freelancing money out of it. He should not start a venture. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm judging him. But from my perspective, start a venture when you have some capital funds in hand because you need money for raising a business in long term. And also you should have a mental stability. Imagine I don't have money in my bank, I'm starting a venture, I'm struggling how to pay my salaries, pay my dues, pay my office rent. You'll be kind of blank.
So those are the cliches that people mention, like work on yourself first, invest on yourself first, and then go out.
For sure.
That's
for sure. And even I believe because I work for around 2.5 years, in structured corporate after my college, and during the college I have worked for around 3 years with some network marketing company.
Alright.
So technically I have a work experience with working with companies as a job or something, whatever you say, is 5 years.
Alright.
That's my work experience. But young guys these days, they don't want to work for a companies. They want to build their empire overnight. So it's always, good to work for a company. You get to learn lot of many things out there. And I always recommend, as Jack Ma said, always work for smaller companies.
Yeah.
Like the companies who have, less than
The
20,
video that you shared like 2 days ago.
for sure.
Yeah.
The companies who have, less than 50, 30, 40 employees, your chance of learning get increased. So I prefer, working with these companies.
Yeah.
Even today, though I'm not old enough, I'm just 30. If I'm able to chance with some small startup out there, I'm happy to, work with them. For sure. Because I see opportunity over there.
Totally,
For sure.
Totally. And there are some cliches that like everybody has to say it, like hard work, passion, patience, like, these are the 3 words that every entrepreneur or every successful guy that says out. Like, what are your thoughts about it? I believe they are cliches for a reason, because it works. And I'm just like, if you can just give your thoughts about it.
Action. For me, it's
Loved
action.
it.
Because, a lot of people are just ideas, working, ye kaam karega, nahi karega, will it work, will it not? But I believe if you take actions, no matter how small it is, it can break the pattern. Because every day you are taking a pattern which is not good fit for you. You have to break the pattern by taking small actions. So I believe just do it. Just take actions. That's stopping you, right? That's how it works.
Loved it, because I've been so much curious about, being passionate. I've seen a lot of people, they are passionate about something, but they're doing a job that they don't want. So like, just do it, and just, that's what you're saying.
A lot of people, actually ask me, hey Shivam, I'm doing a 9 to 5 job and I make 40,000 rupees a month, and you know what, I can't risk my life for a venture right now, because there is a liability of 40,000 rupees for me.
Yeah.
I have to pay my credit card bills, I give to my family, and a lot of other things. But I believe you can still do it, because a lot of people say, they don't have time. I'm sorry, I'll not buy their point, because you have a lot of time. That's your problem.
Yeah.
You have time from 9 p.m. to say for 2 a.m. in the night. You have 5 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours daily can change your life.
Absolutely.
Change your life.
Absolutely.
So that's my perspective is, even if you're working in some corporate or some job, you have ample time. It's just like you have to take action, or it should be your priority.
Yeah.
Normally we look out for things when we are in danger. Imagine you're some heart failure or kidney failure, then you start taking care of your health. It's alarming situation for you.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Same with your career. Imagine you are doing a job from the last 5 years and no growth is happening. It's an alarming situation.
Yeah.
You have to put the alarm, and you have to take action for sure.
And the key is to have be conscious about everything.
Self-awareness, 100%. You have to be self-aware of yourself.
Love it. Love the perspective. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.